Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're just going to be playing Golgari Midrange. This is the last time we'll be able to play probably this exact version as we move into the rival or Lost Caverns of Ixalan Standard. This is the last day, so this is the last hurrah for Eldraines Standard as we see it now. And this has been my favorite deck, so I wanted to play it one last time. And then we hit our mark today. So next set, and then it comes out, we'll get to play whatever we want, and we won't really care that much. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you do, please be sure to subscribe. Thanks for checking it out. I know there's a lot of other options, especially with new Ixalan set out for other people, but for me, I didn't get invited, so here we are. So let's just hop into the games, see how they go, and I hope you all enjoy. My opponent goes first. I have removal, no way to cast it, so of course we have to maul this hand. Yeah, this hand is pretty sweet, pretty solid. I weirdly think it's the Terrace under here. So we can cycle, maybe find out land, and Shield is just a good stop in general, or Terrace under. That's playing against enchantments. Or return 2 cards. Brother, I mauled once. I better be returning 1 card. You're gonna see me panic. What you gonna do? So Terrace under is kind of a good putback here. Because if it's just mono white, and don't really need to do much about it. Assume this is a flash creature, so to protect our life total, we're just gonna play this Dread Knight down. Could have cycled it, but I mean that's basically a flash creature. Get hit with ossification, lay down arms, of course, and we do. You relax. Person's going crazy, bro. I guess we played Decklist. Blame this boy, who kind of shoulder checks it all. Return target card unit from exile with adventure to our hand. That on the bottom, and then exile their graveyard. We'll grab this back, we'll tuck that, and we'll exile your graveyard. We just saw Sentinel get the most value I've ever seen a Sentinel get. So that's pretty sick. That's a pretty good draw. I'm a little upset with that draw. But it's fine. We'll get there. They can't really attack. They can if they really want to scry, which this is the problem. Like, maybe you're probably supposed to attack there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm playing Shelly. I'm just going to build a brick wall, gain some life back. This doesn't really do a whole lot to help them. Like, this obviously does. This doesn't do a whole lot because you can't stack these auras. Now that's pretty good. I would like... Just honestly, I'd like to stop drawing lands. All right, that's pretty sweet. What do we need to answer here? We kind of need to answer this of all things, actually. We have a good block here. We have a block here. They play this. They have 2 mana next turn. They can't activate this. So I can just play the Dread Knight out then. Just kind of keep building this wall. Let them keep getting drained by the Shieldred. I assume we're going to see the Copper Vanguard come down. Then we'll play land. We'll play Virtue, getting something out of the way. They hit other lands, so their Virtue's now available. They're deciding whether to look for more cards or play out the Copper Territory. They miss. That might be what we need. Sure. So, of course we wanted to remove this, but you can also 1 2 1 2 3 just get you gone, play you, and we're gonna grab this Virtue back. Don't want to exile the graveyard. We want to target for Graveyard Trespasser. Just pass. Again, we have a pretty stacked board state. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. We're going to remove the other recruitment officer, put them strictly on top deck mode. And just with a single 3/4, we actually was able to generate enough of a board state and get enough things back. And that's the power of the Sentinel. Hopefully it doesn't get lost in the new set, but it definitely could, as Eldraine will probably itself get lost. Go first. We have 2 Dread Knights and a Liliana. I mean, that's pretty good on its own, and we got the Path of Peril to kind of wipe the board early if needed. So, get the Glade down. Of course, we could play a Swamp, hold up, cut down, but We're just gonna play the Glade. There comes a Phoenix Chick. This is kind of one of the cards I'm referring to that Path to Peril can answer pretty well. But if it's mono red, let's just establish a 3-2 here. They don't have a Kamano flipping anytime soon. So we don't have to worry about it getting exiled. Second Phoenix Chick, sure. You have an answer. Oh, okay. We have a turtle. Liliana would only really minus here, I think. So we're gonna attack. Lay out the other one. Can't really block these Phoenix Chicks anyway, so we're gonna present 6 damage while they present 2. And Path to Peril won't necessarily be the worst thing in the world, as we could definitely get them back potentially. But I definitely want to set one down so they can't just like play a squee here and attack with it. I actually have a block to make. Or Bloodthirsty Adversary, which of course I'll definitely be blocking. But I can sit with the play of fire. It's out of the way now. We have it on Adventure. Will we use it though? Down to 2 cards. This might just be a situation where we just now hit them with the Path to Peril. And then just put them strictly on whatever these cards are. I don't know how I feel about this plan, but not super confident in the way this is turning out. That'd be one of the reasons. 3 Phoenix Chicks. Yep. It happens. So we just have to deal with it in strides. If I was on tap land, I was really going to be Liliana. Take the last card in hand. But they didn't play a land, so we know it's a spell. We can play Lily, take this thing. We'll take 3. We go down to 5. We play Tortoise. Of course, they have to remove Liliana if they don't want us to minus it next turn. So that's plus. Hope they hit a land, I guess. This could be a mistake for sure. But Monstrous Rage was going to kill our Tortoise and then some. So Liliana happened to be a good play. A 5. All right, well, one of these is a brick wall. Don't die to Monstrous Rage if they put it on a Phoenix Chick. They put in the flyer. Now we play a Shieldred. You could argue maybe we're supposed to take the last card out of their hand. Lightning Strike. Nope. We need to dodge 1 damage here. Now we do. Let me just... No. Oh, no. Okay. It's just 4, so we'd be short of cracking a food token. We play Tortoise. That back. 3 plus here, of course. We could have minus it, took the Phoenix Chick out, so kind of a mistake by me, actually. Yeah, it made more sense. Because then it doesn't allow me to die to a Monstrous Rage or play with fire. I'm just so used to when I minus Lily, it's at 1 loyalty, so I kind of defaulted. Let's try to close the door, I guess. Can't block this anyway. We'll throw Tortoise in front. If I die to just play with fire, I'll be... I'd be like... I don't know if I'd be upset, because it's a clear mistake that I made. So it's more of like, hey, just pay more attention. So we make a slight punt there. Obviously, I think Liliana is fine. But it also very easily could have been plus there. They play with fire me back. So yeah, definitely should have minus there to take out the Phoenix Chick. And then kind of just pray for a bad top deck. Which is sometimes what you got to do. Yeah, we'll keep this. We got a lot of action in this hand. So it's definitely keepable. We get to play that first because we don't have a cut down to kind of make us want to play the swamp first. Oh, it's the mirror, huh? Well, because a lot of times we see removal come out, we'll just play the Dread Knight and I'll be perfectly fine cycling it here. Oh, they cycle, so I get a little bit of the attack action going on. Bonk him. Slam the Celestus. I really wanted them to waste removal on my Dread Knight. But there's Glissa. We'll play this. We just ripped a fantastic draw. Let's get you out of here. Play you. Let's grab this Virtue bag. Return target creature we own from Adventure. Put that and do this. So we'll return this. We'll tuck their Dread Knight and we'll exile their graveyard. So they lose their Dread Knight permanently. It's on the bottom of their library. And then, yeah, they're highlighting it. They're like, that card did a lot for 3 mana. And we got our Virtue back to remove some stuff if needed. We have a Go for the Throat for Shieldred. And we have a Glissa of our own, which we'll definitely be committing here. It's kind of funny to see them cycle the Dread Knight. If they weren't going to play it there, it's kind of funny to see them cycle it like that. But we'll save our Glissa. We're going to get this Dread Knight dead. Then we're going to play the Graveyard Trespasser. And we're going to exile that Mosswood Dread Knight. They don't seem to have a whole lot of removal on hand. And now we set them to 5. We see what happens. They have to remove both our things to some extent here. I should have used the Virtue. I don't know why I defaulted for the Go for the Throat, but I sure did. Liliana, if it minuses, we definitely do the Dread Knight because we get to keep the value. And this has a lot more toughness. Does not die to cut down. Neither does Graveyard Trespasser. We move to combat. Definitely just attack face. No change of direction. You can show me removal if you'd like. Opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. We'll sacrifice Sentinel. Graveyard Trespasser, much harder to remove. Cycle up. Liliana is pretty cool, but we'll use it to clear the way next turn if they play 2 creatures or not. We'll discard what? Let's play around cut down. Because Dread Knight's obviously cool, but we don't want them to cut down and then go for the third this, or play other Liliana and do all that nonsense. There's a Graveyard Trespasser. Mosswood's no longer there. They can gain 1 from the Sentinel. There's Glissa. We actually have the answer here, so we can discard. Normally Virtue is the discard here, but it actually answers the Glissa, gains his life, even though it doesn't really matter. But we can always get it back, so that's the idea. We'll just try to keep consistent play up. All right, we have the Celestus available. Make sure it doesn't. So we have our 2 black. Play the Liliana. Minus here. Take this out, and then we double attack. Even though we already have lethal, it's more or less like going through the motions. Make sure we do the right plays. Opponent goes first. Yeah, removal plus like strong removal. It's just whether or not we actually play against it. Whereas good, I guess, is more or less what I'm implying. We'll play the Glade first. There's a Thalia, so we're a little bit farther behind now than we want to be. Adeline will be worst play here. Spellbook's equally bad to an extent. Like, it's not the worst just because of the way our hand has turned out. But we can play land here, and obviously holding up Go for the Throat is nice, but we could also play Glissa, so they can't really just jam the Adeline, I think. But, well, no, I guess under that argument, we should just hold to Go for the Throat and kill the Adeline. Well, play Swamp, we pass. If they play Adeline, then they can't play like a backup Thalia or something of that nature. We're going to take a lot of damage here. But against Mono White, you can afford to do that at times. Although they're going to combat with this. I guess we just take out a lot of the damage coming in. We're still gonna scry, but I just wanted to remove the Thalia. Maybe they'll play another one, and then I can Path to Peril it. Because if they have it on the spellbook, they can play it anyway, but they can't play a Thalia again because it's legendary. So if we can get them to play another card from their hand, that's great news for us, which they do. It's like one of the things, like if we remove this instead, they're still holding onto this Thalia, so they'll have the Thalia to play after we board wipe. It is not what we want. So we get the Thalia in the bin. They have another one, I guess. Sure. So we can now play Glissa, kind of stonewall this, or we can just play Graveyard Trespasser. Yeah, I think we have to play Trespasser, and the reason for that is because sometimes this deck does play the 3-drop that returns creatures from the graveyard. There's Adeline, which we can remove. Have a land drop to make, so Thalia's not going to be that important. I think I want to get this so it can't grow too large. We have a chance to answer it now, so let's just do that. Alright, we play land. We play Glissa. And we pass here, I think. Then we go for the throw at the Adeline when they hit the combat here. Or we do it now. Now we just sit here and look. We stare at each other very intently. Go Hog Wild is what they named. Nice. Go Hog Wild. I got some bad news. You could have named this one. Maybe. Hold on. Can I not play it? Oh, it's one more because of Thalia. Brutal. Yeah. I can't believe they named Go Hog Wild. What a hero. What a hero. Honestly, I should have conceded just out of pure name. We go first. Same scenario as pretty much most of the other games. We have removal and we have creatures and the mana to play them. So we keep. This is why we need the mana to play them. So following normal tradition of how I play against mono red in this spot is I generally just hard cast this Dread Knight or like anything with 3 power on 2 mana. So they can't just like play a 2-drop here and then attack me with a 3 power creature or something. They miss land drop. I feel like that's a bit excessive, but I mean we'll hold. Obviously, these are all spells. I don't want to put Graveyard Trespasser in danger of getting Lightning Strike, and they have all the cards in the world to play them. Point. This will get exiled if it dies here. So, in response to the play with fire, so we don't lose our Dread Knight, we'll go for the throw to Kamano, and then this will die, and we'll get to keep it if we want to do that. Red black. Sweet. I get to curse. So now I do get to cycle this. We hit a land. Now virtue this out of the way. And then now we got cottage, play, maybe the lore. Honestly, untap land would be best. Alright, we have to play this kind of anyway to get back this virtue. Or non-untap land. They have anything in here of importance? They have 1 creature. I think getting Lost Lore down makes the most sense. We can just do this. They only have 2 mana, so I'm not going to exile their graveyard because of reasons we should know here. We have the Trespasser. We don't want to exile their creature, so we need it for our life gain because we'll be playing Virtue here, getting Godric. I guess we should have. Monstrous Rage is very lethal in these spots, so I definitely do this. It'll get flying and get to go way over the top, so maybe not lethal, but definitely a lot of damage. All right. Virtue doesn't answer this anymore, but let us answer it anyway. Now it is whether or not we play Trespasser, eat some of the stuff, or we just Virtue, and I think Virtue is the answer. Well, if we go to 9, I don't feel like we're in a lot of danger, and they have 2 cards, so they have to have exactly the removal, and then we can still Virtue something after. And then if I Virtue this now, they can then dash it from the graveyard. Let's play Glissa, actually. Doesn't have Ward, but if it could block here, attack, hit, blow up this enchantment. If they attack out, they have to have removal for this. And they kept a 1-lander, so we're kind of hoping that they'll hit more than a land here. Elden is an option, of course. Block here. Do I get Monstrous Rage? No? Okay. I'm not going to hit Felden, of course. Okay. Who's the combat? Attack. Hit. Sweet. We will destroy an enchantment, being this. Sure. Trying now is a little bit of a mistake. They could have gained an opportunity to take our life gain away here. We'll take Felden out. Play Trespasser. We've been playing to this entire game. We'll eat the underdog. Now we'll play Dread Knight. And they said, I've seen enough. I'm moving on. So, just like that, I got to where I wanted before the new cards came. So now I can play whatever I want and not get super punished. I didn't get to play a lot last season, so I had to grind a little bit longer to get to diamond this time around. But yeah, so now we'll get to play with the new cards, and I don't really care what happens. So this will be the last day before the new cards come out. So I'm not really going to say a whole lot. I just want to thank everybody for watching. I know it's a little bit awkward now because you definitely have a lot more choices to just go watch anybody else play with the new set. So I appreciate you checking out my channel, at least for now. And then when the new set comes out, we'll definitely be playing. It happens tomorrow. So I'll definitely be uploading something with the new set. Maybe get tilted losing the cards. I don't know. That's my favorite part of new sets. But outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later. Goodbye.